Hey guys, welcome back to this live stream. This is not indicative of any update or whatnot, but I did want to talk about the update that I did just release the other day. It was done in a more traditional mode of any update or whatnot. So you guys will have to let me know if the sound is a little too loud. I've got it turned down quite a bit right now to compensate for any additional game noise. So all I'm really going to do today is just just talk to you guys about the recent update and work on the base here. First thing I'm going to need to do is make a roof over here so we can set up the grill and get us out of this rain. If you guys are new to the channel, particularly post after this live stream, I want to welcome all of you guys here, my fellow subscribers, that being new users and viewers to the channel. Welcome all of you guys. I appreciate all the support you give me. And remember to click on that watermark down there in that bottom right-hand corner to subscribe to the channel. Just going to go over here to the housing tab. I'm going to make one more wall and probably 2 roof tiles real quick, because we just want to be able to get that furnace out of the rain. I tried to make a furnace one time. What did I do? Make 2 roof pieces? That'll be fine. Go ahead and put those down. Let's see here. So one time I tried to make a campfire underneath that bridge right over there to our west, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't place, so I couldn't make it. So I realized that it was important to have a roof over the grill. So that's what we're doing right now. Now, in reference to the recent update for live server, which was done traditionally, because I kind of like keeping that kind of a traditional style of presentation for you guys, something that you guys have become accustomed to since release. So we're going on 3 years now of the game. Let's go ahead and take this water out so it doesn't bizarrely consume it, lose the bottle. I'm going to put this down here. Hey, Steve. Yeah, that's a good question. So Steve's asking, why is it that the team keeps deleting or wiping the servers and stuff? Well, I'm going to be direct with you. It's because it's alpha, and they can do it. And it's just one of those things where instead of having cached files or other anomalous artifacting, well, that's probably not the correct way of phrasing it. In other words, like, they do it each time because they're introducing new code, or they're bringing some additional new code into the game, and they don't want it to interfere with what's already existing code. So they just really want fresh starts. But yeah, it can be kind of frustrating when you're building, in particular, like, I would build a base on 2 live bases, right, and 2 test bases. One on Badwater Canyon and one on Z1, and it just got to be too much, because you can see here I'm not like in any major rush to build the base. Matter of fact, this is where I am since the server was wiped. This is as far as I got. I guess to be totally transparent here, I'm a genuine tester. I know it sounds kind of weird to some people, and sometimes people like to give me a hard time because I like to throw. Now, I don't throw out that I'm a tester in anyone's face to talk down to you guys or anything. I'm just a tester. I like testing, and that's really what I do with the game. I mean, I do play it with my guildmates and stuff because it's fun. But yeah, I'm just a genuine old school tester from the old Varant original days when Daybreak was Varant back in the EQ days. Yeah, it does upset people. Yeah, it really does, because it's a lot of work. I totally get it, especially if you're a PvE player, or even if you're a PvP player. It can get kind of frustrating when you're constantly having to contend with having to build bases, particularly back when we had, when it took a lot more material to build the bases, remember? Because I can remember when my guildmates played with me, we would get probably, what, 2,000-3,000 wood and 7,000 nails to be able to build like a base that we kind of liked and enjoyed. So I totally get it, man. I totally get it. I think we're going to need to make some more nails. And then also, here we go. I knew I'd made some. We saw that the team removed a lot of stuff out of the game. Now, I wasn't particularly happy with the fact that they got rid of the assorted berries and juices and just the individual names of meat like deer, bear, and rabbit. I really thought that added like a unique flavor to it. So you guys can kind of see how persnickety I am with building. I literally leave my base to go dump ashes, which people might find unusual maybe. I don't know. Alright, so let's see. We got some nails. Let's go ahead and make that door. And I'm building in wood just for exactly what Steve was asking, you know, the many times that the servers are wiped and everything else. I just build with wood because, you know, probably in 2 more weeks, there'll probably be an update in 2 more weeks. I don't think there'll be a wipe anytime soon, but you never know. You never know what the guys are going to do. But yeah, this is very typical of an alpha for them to come in and just do that. If you see me kind of standing still there, I'm just checking chat and stuff. Always important to remember to set your codes as soon as you put your doors down. As I've done it several times where I've just put the whole base down and didn't set the doors. Not that I had anything anybody would have wanted, and no one has permissions to the actual storage containers. Not even my guild mates, because none of them have been on here on the test part. Most of them play on live. If they play, they play on live. They don't usually mess around on test server. Some of them do, some of them don't. I'm gonna make a door right here. Shit, I want to come in from this one side. I was kind of hoping that they'd allow us to make ramps, additional ramps to our bases. Ironically enough, one of the biggest concerns that comes out of the development team as it concerns hacking is how hacking and ramps kind of coincide with one another. I'm guessing because of the way they're made. Or the way they have to interact, you know, with accessibility and stuff like that. Alright. I'm not gonna make it too much bigger here. I'll probably add like maybe 3 more walls right there. Yeah, they'll tell us things like in 2 or 3 weeks we'll be doing wipes and stuff like that. But if you guys go all the way back to like the original, like when John Smedley was still there, you know, they were doing wipes. We were getting updates like once a week. I mean, we were getting a lot of stuff done. I remember trying to keep up with all the updates while I was recording everything, because it was a little bit of a challenge. I think I might put yet another. I don't know if I want another door. I don't think I want another door over there. So let's go ahead and go with 3 walls for this side over here. If you have a guy over on live server, I play on Paratoid online. If you guys were asking me last time I was doing this, what server I play on live, it's Paratoid. It's unfortunate that Astaroth no longer exists, because I really enjoyed Astaroth. It was a great server. Hello, Simpier. Oh, you're not missing anything. I'm just here rambling with you guys today. Just want to jump on and do a little bit of a live video and kind of share my thoughts on the most recent update. So let me get back to that too here, and I'll answer your questions as you guys ask. So they narrowed down a lot of things in the game to where you know, they wanted to clean things up, increase performance, and then of course zombie behavior. Now I have heard several screamers, but I've not seen one yet. I haven't really been looking for them because they now flail a lot more quickly than they used to. I'm actually trying to see if I can get another worn letter. Let's see what we got here. A snare. Yeah, so there's the screamer. But I don't see them. I don't see the screamer anywhere. Not that I want to go looking for it. Let me know if the game volume is a little too loud, guys. because it's raining, and then you heard the screamer. Then see, I don't know where they are. I don't want to look for them. I want to look for that damn screamer, especially when I don't have any decent weapons on me. There it is, right at the damn base. Let's see if we can kill it. I think I can. How's the game sound, guys? Let me know if it's too loud. Oh, really? Okay, I thought that we could see them when we heard them, but okay, that's a good point. I didn't think about that, so I'm glad you pointed that out. Should I go bash it with the cricket bat? Wonder how long I would last doing that, right? Well, I think I've got a 308 over there in the my stash over there. Can I get to it, you think? Let's see. Can I get to the stash? Let's see. We're gonna have to do a little bit of cloak and dagger stuff here. See, I get confused about what I have on what servers. So where's that 3? I don't have a 308 here? I don't even have a bow? Alright, damn. I don't even have any damn weapons on here yet. Alright, well. That's man, that is loud. I don't even have any, like, grenades or anything either, because I've not gotten any gear. Let's see if I have anything in here. I don't have any weapons at all. I think going and attacking it with a cricket bat would be suicidal. And, well, as long as it doesn't scream too much. If it starts screaming a little bit longer, we have to, definitely make a change to our approach here to the game, because I really wanted to just discuss some of the new changes. But yeah, consolidation. Saline got removed. There's no longer just standard water, which is understandable. I'm not really sure why that was even really introduced to begin with. So now we're back to dirty water and purified for the game. It's probably going to scream every time I come over to this area. I have not found any vehicles in forever. I still grab a battery, I still grab spark plugs and keys, but I have yet to find a vehicle anywhere. I used to find them all the time. Now, none. I can't even tell you the last time I had a vehicle. So, it's quite possible that people have, log in, grab the vehicles, as many as they can, store them away, despite the fact that, wrenches no longer work. Yeah, I do too. I like the new look of the crates. I like that they increased the size of the crates, the snares, fire, and gas. I've not used many of them because, I'm being here on PvE, but I have seen, like, some of my neighbors use it. Let's see if this irritates the screamer. It looks like the scream doesn't snare me as long as I'm, like, around the base or can run away from it. Yeah, see, I normally have some kind of a weapon, but it's just, I've not played a whole lot on here. I think I made the update. No, I didn't make the update video here. I made the update video on Livestream. So that would explain why I don't have as much, or any weapons on here yet. Let's see. I just want to wall this off. This is where I make the cot and freezer. Let's see, let's go ahead and make a freezer real quick. So, the other thing that I wanted to mention is that, when I was in Landmark, they did a lot of this consolidation towards the end or when it became near to release. And I guess they're just trying to just remove things that people just don't interact with anymore, people don't use anymore. And that makes sense. I totally get that, because if people aren't using it or it's not, not conducive to the gameplay, then yeah, you might as well just go ahead and remove it. So that explains that part. The game performance does feel a little bit better, in my opinion. I mean, it does feel a little bit better. Yeah, the snares, I think, is kind of just a way to slow down PvPers, maybe. I mean, they can see them. Maybe slow down, like, the bears or the deers or wolves that might be coming after you. Well, that's a scary sight, huh? not another one, is it? No. Okay. But I do think 2018 is going to be the year that we see them make a move on what they want to do with the game. Without a doubt, this will be the year. I think PvP is going to be totally fine. PvP allows players to engage with one another. So it isn't like they need any goal orientation there in that game, because you're matching your skills and your wits against other players. So there you have it, right? And it stopped raining. So that means if we need to use the grill when it was out in the open, it would work fine. But there we go. That's far enough right there. The reason I leave all these walls here instead of like doors and stuff is because I put up like the workbenches and the additional crates and things. I want them to have room. I wonder if I'd have to like log out and log back in to get rid of that stupid screamer. It's not really bothering me. I hope it's not bothering you guys, as long as the damn thing's not screaming. Yeah, well, I think any kind of game is always going to be in progress, right? So even though we're in our 3rd year of the game, or game development, you know, the team is never really going to feel like totally 100%, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, everything's perfect. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think any game developer really thinks that way. It just, you know, it isn't practical. But they do want to try to get it as solid as they can. But even if it is, you know, even if we do get a release, I'm more concerned about what are they going to put in PvE to make it more engaging, right? Like, what are they going to put in here to engage the PvE player? Because for the most part, it looks like most people here on PvE, they like building their bases. And they like going out and having fun looting, maybe kill a few zombies here and there. Maybe even fight that screamer like that's right outside the base here. What happened here? Here we go. Work on some really cool bases. I'll move all that stuff in here in a minute. There we go. Code the door. Right, good question. Steve wants to know, is it cheating or considered an exploit or whatnot when you go outside of the barrier? Well, with it being an alpha, the development team is usually pretty flexible. Their concern with hacks and exploits and stuff is really honestly when the game goes live, because then that actually interferes with quality of the game and it just affects it. In other words, the team doesn't want any player or players to have any kind of advantage over another player or manipulating their code. But there's already been plenty of videos of people going beyond the barriers and things like that, and the team's probably like, meh, you know. I mean, they prefer people not do it, but I mean, they're not going to punish you for it if that's kind of the more direct answer you were looking for. I don't think they're going to punish anybody for it. Alright, trying to think about whether or not I want to put a garage door right there or not. I think I will, just to kind of fill in the space. Well, no, actually no. Let me put a few walls down. Let me put like 3 of them down. And then maybe another doorway. I haven't built anything with stone yet, because just time, it's just very time consuming. And I've been playing a lot of Civ 6. Love that game. I have another game that I'm thinking about playing that I bought not too long ago called Northgard. It's an RTS, real-time strategy game. So at least in that game, there's always action, right? There's always something going on there. Still just killing a few of these zombies nearby in case they drop a worn letter. I do have a worn letter on here, I think. Should have one here on test server. Let me see real quick. Are you wandering off over there? Let's see. Yeah, we got the pine one. Oh, it's wandering off. Oh, good. Well, see you later. finally left. Alright. Let's see, what do we want over here? We want another doorway, maybe? Another door? Nah, we're good. This is all going to be wall here. All going to be wall. Let's go ahead and close it up. And then we'll go look for a weapon or something, I guess. So we need about 4 more, maybe. Let's try 3. Close her up. Move the stuff inside. Oh, we need 2 more. Right. Yeah, you could always drink from the taps and the lootable animals. Hey, Red Block. I had to go back and see what your question was. Steve says, do we need to keep coating the doors when we're leaving? No, you just do it one time only. One time only. Also, for the guys that are having trouble with permissions, like you have say you have one of your guildmates or clanmates you've given permission to, and they can't either pick up or set down a placeable, log out of the game, or remove them from the permissions. Are we too far from the bench? Remove them from the permissions. Log out and log back in and try that. That's how we used to fix that problem. We used to have it. I forget what one of the problems we used to have with it, with permissions. But it seemed like if we added somebody, then removed them, and then they logged out and logged back in, that seemed to fix that problem. And we're done. Alright, so let's start moving some of the gear in. Let me move the food and water and stuff in first. This is usually all build material. As much build material as I can. I love that the crates now hold up to 4 times the amount of stuff. Yeah, okay, so our little screamer has left. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab all the food. Coffee, love coffee. Especially if I'm making long road trips across the map. Just get you some coffee, sugar, and you don't have to stop running. Except to stop and drink your coffee. Then you can just keep on running. So that's why I liked it. And it's, you know, refreshes your comfort and all that good stuff. You guys notice that hunger and hydration is a hell of a lot slower? They really dialed that back. Because you've seen the whole time we've been live streaming right here, I've not had to take a drink or eat or anything. So, I guess it kind of compromised. Yeah, see, I'm not overly crazy about the variety, but, I mean, you know, I suppose it's not that big of a deal. It's one thing to try to streamline everything down so that other things can work. Yeah, Roblox, if you go back and look on the channel there, on my main channel page, you'll see that I released the latest live update. And some of the changes the team has made on there. Alright, let's go ahead and let's move the workbench in. Grab all this, no problem. Wait, let me make sure there's nothing in here. There's not. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick it up. Yeah, I don't really have like a prediction date on when I think the game will be released. Maybe later this year. Maybe in winter. Around winter time, maybe. Do I want to put that furnace in that corner? Yeah, I think so. There we go. Then that way the workbench can be next to the storage container. Just eyeballing it. Looks good. So body armor's been changed also. How it's affected by shotgun blast. Also, they changed the recipe for it. It's probably more indicative of PvP play than PvE. Oh, yeah, Steve, I didn't realize you were. That's kind of strange. I don't know. Maybe I just kind of become accustomed to it. I'm gonna let everything drop on the ground. But it feels a lot slower than it was. I just saw it tick down a little bit. There we go. Alright, no particular order. Picking this stuff up. Now I just take whatever will fit and just put it up. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have made a toolbox. That's probably gonna be the next thing I make. Toolbox. But I guess for PvP play, I'd like to see like some more goal-oriented stuff. Like I love the worn letters. I mean, that's pretty basic. That's been around since day one, so that's pretty cool. But a little more activity for PvEers, I guess. I mean, I don't think PvE was really like like a major priority for the team. They always kind of, I don't want to say they were, kind of cynical about it or sarcastic about it. When people would ask about PvE and stuff, they would just kind of fluff it off. Remember back when Jimmy Wizenhunt would play Livestream, and they'd all try to get him to come on PvE, and he's like, nah, I don't want to go PvE. Well, we were able to finish that base with just what little I had in there. There's a car battery, for what it's worth. I haven't seen any vehicles lately. They're definitely patrolled, even on test server. When I logged in, there was no one on. I'm going to put those somewhere else in a minute here. Let's see. That up. Pick up. Make a quick toolbox. So, I used to make like 4 bases, and that was crazy. So, I stopped doing that. So, now I just make one on test, one on live, and let it play out the way it is. Because I think 4 bases were a little excessive. A little excessive. And really not necessary anymore to go all out. Can't. Is that the front? Yeah. Maybe one day we'll be able to build right on the square of the axis. That would be nice, huh? Instead of having this kind of camp. This kind of like a little bit of a camp. Let's see, tools. We want our pick, our hammer, our axe. All right. Yeah, bigger backpacks and stuff I think will be coming. Kind of another thing about alpha or betas is that the teams do intentionally keep everything smaller, so the players have to be out, either, it's all about, part of the gameplay is item management. And of course, yeah, I can remember like back in the early days, like when EQ first came out and you're talking to the devs and stuff, and everybody would be like, some of the coders were like, well, why don't we just build things that just stack infinitely, right? Well, because managing your loot is a big part of the game. And if you just have like these infinite containers that can hold everything, then it kind of trivializes the management of it. So that's why, but yeah, I could see us getting maybe some bigger backpacks later, at least in live, right? We'll be able to get bigger backpacks. And I still contend that when the game does go to live, that we'll probably be able to like skin a vehicle, as in like produce a vehicle like a like a pet, like a, well, not a pet class, but what is it, a mount, yeah. And so I know people freak out about cars all, and they're really hyped about vehicles, and it's just kind of nothing to get really worried about. There's another drink we can move. There's some fertilizer, and I think there's some dynamite over here, yeah. And we'll make a gearbox in a minute, and I'll put the gear in there. There's a hatchet. I had that hatchet in case I couldn't find an axe. Man, a double bit axe is really hard to find. Axe in itself was hard to find. So the loot's feeling pretty good. I don't think this server has like a loot restriction or a loot limitation, or it's one of the ones that it's kind of like the old Nomad server, where things were really scarce and whatnot. The hammer up. So yeah, so this is kind of pretty much the size of the base I normally make. There's plenty of room to, like, you know, plant a garden or whatever. If I ever decide to do that, I'll have to experiment with that a little bit. Oops, the reel's right here. And let's see, charcoal. I guess we can go ahead and get our hydration and stuff up. So you're only playing Badwater Canyon? Yeah, I wonder if a lot of the people that wanted Z1 back was more of just kind of a novelty thing. I can totally get it. I mean, I missed Z1 also. But it's just one of those things you kind of learn to accept when you're in alpha and betas. Try not to get attached to stuff. You know, once you start getting attached to things and things change, you can get kind of irritated and annoyed by it. And I, you know, and I can totally get it that people are kind of irritated by the fact that that there are frequent wipes and stuff, especially lately. But it's understandable because they want to make sure that everything's kind of a fresh load. They can get a better base from it, right? Because they have their internal QA servers that always run great because they're QA and they're running on a LAN. They're not like having to run through actual clients, DNS, and all that other stuff that we have to do. So an internal QA LAN server is always going to work awesome. Like when you saw them have that little presentation with some, like my friend Tom Girl Gamer, when they flew her out there to San Diego to participate in the little event they had, PvP event with Ali and some of the other streamer guys. She was the only YouTuber that was there, which I thought was kind of funny. And as far as, like, I know some of you guys asked this. Well, you haven't asked it in a while, but, like, what is my relationship with Daybreak, right? Because people often ask me, am I a dev, or do I know the devs, or whatever else. Basically, you know, I'm just a content creator, and I like my content to be positive. I like it to be fun. I like it to be entertaining. So I'm not really going to come on here and jump on, like, a soapbox and start complaining about stuff unnecessarily. I mean, if you guys hear me kind of gripe about something, I usually try to make it constructive, substantive, and meaningful, as opposed to just kind of like, you know, I don't like this or I don't like that because, you know, I just don't like it or whatever. But, so, I've been a fan of EQ, EQ2, PlanetSide 2, and now H1Z1 since March of 1999. Of course, those games didn't come out in 1999, but EQ did. So I have been a fan of Rant, SOE, and now Daybreak for, what, 11 years? 12 years? I don't know good math. 20 years. Almost 20 years. Almost 20 years I've been playing their product. And so I've started covering it. Started covering Landmark in 2014. And at Dragon Con, back in 2014, the development team said, or the community manager says, hey, we're going to Dragon Con. So I got in touch with then Colette Murphy. She was the community manager for Landmark at the time. And Mep, he is the community manager for DC, what is it, DC Online? What's it called, that game? The superhero game. He was there, and Tiffany was another one of the community managers. I met them in person, shook their hands, spoke to them briefly, and then around that time I became an SOE insider, which what that means is it gives us a little. We applied for it. I guess you could say like, well, how many subscribers do you have? How many of this, or that, and the other do you have? And what is your viewer base, viewership? What they call distribution and media talk or whatever. And so I just applied for it, and people that you probably recognize were SOE insiders like Co Carnage, Twitch. You guys probably recognize Co, right? So he was a fellow insider. And basically, what we do as insiders is we get access to codes. The team gives us codes to the game, so people can get like skins and whatever is in the game. They can we can give those out to players. Whoa, hello, hello, bear. You guys see that? That dude came out of nowhere. All right, let's go ahead and kill him. Man, that's kind of fun. He's minding his own business. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Now we got to get busy on him. There we go. All right. Yeah, with the new gear we have. Well, I'm wearing one of the vests now. I'm wearing the Kevlar here. So with the purple vest and the purple weapons, we can take a bear on one-on-one. You guys remember when like bears would like insta kill you? I mean, they would like tear you up. Okay. So that's basically, kind of like my current contact with. I do have a contact with on the team. It's really one of the community service managers, and she gives me codes every once in a while for the game. Well, yeah, okay, so I know this may sound kind of coarse, maybe even a little callous, maybe even sarcastic, a little cynical, but we are playing an alpha, right? And this is one of the things I've said since day one. If you charge someone for a product, they think they have a product. They think they have something that's a live game. They're paying for it. They're investing their time. They're investing their efforts. They're investing their resources. And you guys are wiping all that away. What the heck is that all about? Well, that's alpha. I mean, there's just really no clearer way I can put that, because I definitely don't want it to sound like, like I'm being derisive about it. But it's alpha, and it's just, it's just what it is. They're just going to do that stuff in an alpha because it, clearly says we're buying an alpha every time you come into the game. It says, that you're participating in an alpha. But I totally get it. I totally get it from a player's perspective too. That hey, look, I bought the game. There's a certain level of expectation. There's a certain level of enjoyment I want out of the product. So why are you guys making it difficult for me? That's pretty rare. To find two tactical vests right next to each other, Kevlar, those are rare. I guess I could have kept the pepper and put it up, right? So let's grab the pepper. I just now, oh, I got a Heppo lighter. I was about to say, do I have the, let's grab the matches and put those in the grill. Oh, we got another foundation. Dynamite. That goes in the build, okay. So yeah, I get it. I get it's frustrating when they wipe, all that. Believe me guys, believe me, trust me. When I have to make bases every single wipe my own stuff to be able to cover it, yeah, I totally get it. Oh, right, you thought the player was a bear, or you thought the bear was a player. Yeah, I've done that too. Alright, so let's go ahead and put these matches up over here in the grill. But even you guys have noticed, like, the playership to the game has slowed down. Viewership, subscribership has also slowed down for me as well because this H1Z1, JustSurvive, Battle Royale, Auto Royale, all the new things well, those have done pretty well. But as far as like the JustSurvive aspect of the game, it has slowed down quite a bit. Excuse me, guys. Still pollen season here where I live, and I get these little instances of allergy attack. Drink a little water there. Hopefully clear that up a little bit. But I do appreciate your guys' support. You guys have been around pretty much since the beginning. I've always appreciated and valued your guys' support. to the channel. Thought it was kind of interesting doing an old traditional live update the other day. I've been kind of doing these little live sessions. These live sessions are really kind of more, you know, for me and you to interact with one another. I know it's really kind of a weird time of the day to be doing this, like in the middle of the afternoon, because this is, YouTube is what I do full time, so this is my job. I have a computer background, so I worked in the computer field for many years. I was an Apple specialist. I was a PC specialist. Really enjoyed both. I love the Mac world and I love the PC world. I love both. I love both. They both are very awesome. They both have their advantages. I think I could credit working in the Mac world as an Apple specialist for all this desire to be here on YouTube, because I worked around so many creative professionals and I really enjoyed what they did, and I love the fact that, you know, you can have a little bit of a platform, share information with people, kind of your passion, the things that you like in gaming, and, you know, whatever else you have. You guys catch any of the vlogs, kind of, you guys can see a little bit more of my real life mindset, I guess. I don't want to discourage you guys, because I know my particular politics, philosophies, ideologies, worldviews might be a little different from your guys. And when we're just talking gaming, it's, you know, usually not going to conflict. So I try to be kind of light on what I cover there, although I could be a lot more amplified with it, believe me. Getting some corn, getting some wheat here. I'm thinking about definitely starting a garden. Or farm. Garden, farm, whatever. Let's go ahead and get those beets. Adam, thanks for coming. Or, great to see you. Yeah, the gunplay and PvP. Yeah, you know, let me just kind of tell you about PvP here. When our guildmates were all on, and we had like 12 or 18 people playing at a time, PvP was awesome. But as my guildmates left and went on to other games, that incidentally is not indicative of the game, you know, changing or whatever else. I come from a very big guild. The Old Timers Guild is a gigantic guild, guys. I'm talking like 12,000 members. 12,000 members. Those are just members, like, those are the people that have signed up for the game. Not all of them are active. But we have about 2,500 to 3,000 active players. And so, yeah, so the guild is gigantic. So when we get, like, you know, groups of people that are interested in a particular game, like, for example, when Guild Wars 2 came out, when, Warhammer Online came out, and when any of those games come out, we can have as many as 800 people from OTG playing. Yep, that's right. That's not an exaggeration. That's not alts. That's actual single individual players. 800. So, but when H1Z1 first came out, we probably had a total of like 26 or so that played. This really, many of our guildmates are MMO players. That, you know, they're the guild was actually created around what was it? What is it called? Dungeons and Dragons Online, DDO. That was the original guild, or that was the original group of people that comprised and made the guild. So you were in Warhammer, Adam? Oh yeah. I like that game. I understand that it's on it's in emulator. I saw the emulator. I've got the site bookmarked for the emulator of that. So that's kind of cool. But as far as PvP, when we had more players playing PvP, then yeah, it was a lot more viable to play it. But like I told you guys in one of the posts in Reddit, you know, when you're a single player like I am, you know, you're out here, you're gathering material like I'm doing right now, and you get killed and you lose all your material, or your base gets raided, and you have nothing to show in the videos. So I look at it more from a logistical standpoint, not like complaining that I don't have some type of advantage because I'm a single player, or I'm not looking for any particular advantages or compensations or game design or other things to compensate for the fact that I'm a solo player, right? It's just because from a producer's point of view that's trying to deliver content in a timely fashion, getting killed while you're out gathering material or having your base raided that has the material in it, this isn't practical. That should be clearly understood by any PvP player. Look how big those traps are. You can definitely see those rascals. I wouldn't mind getting a recurve though. So anyway, so I hope that that answered that question on Reddit clearly to all the PvPers. I mean, I don't mind you guys giving me a hard time about it. I really don't mind that part. But the reality is, it's just not logistically practical to be a solo PvP player and build a base and have all your shit taken. What kind of nonsense is that? How the hell would I do that? But I do like PvP. I mean, I guess I could solo play it. Another thing I wouldn't mind seeing is like an all melee PvP where it's just like your knives, your melee, and like bows, and that be it, right? Oh, you were a manager at Best Buy and got it free. Yeah, you know, there's my former brother-in-law still works at Best Buy, and this computer that I'm playing on, we built it together. He used his Best Buy discount for me to get the i7 960 3.2 giga frequencies CPU that they get, what they get that once a year buy or whatever. If you guys, I'm sure you remember, Adam, that once a year buy on CPUs, and that's what he did. And then we put the rest of the unit together from Newegg. This rig that I'm on right now is going on 8 years old this year. So I've updated the RAM, I've upgraded the video cards several times. I've actually sent it in under warranty. Once the video card went out, you know, the computer was out, so I might as well go ahead and just get the damn board refurbed. So I sent the board in while I was waiting for my video card to come back. So technically, I guess I didn't want that 308 rifle, but or rounds, but now that I have them. Waiting for the i9 120. You gonna build a new rig? Wow, weapons are kind of scarce, aren't they? I know I passed up on an AR a minute ago, and this was a 1911. I don't really remember what it was. Somebody on this server likes building a lot of bungee sticks. The battery. No, we'll take that other. We'll take the HEPA. Yeah, let's go ahead. That can. Oh, I never saw that note before. That's pretty funny. Those sticky notes right there. You guys ever seen those? Those are new to me. That's pretty funny. I don't remember seeing those. Yep. So we'll get some food. I like the brown baggy pants a lot. Those are kind of cool. So, we can no longer make the cleaning kits. It's kind of a bummer. Well, I guess, but... yeah, we can't make weapon cleaning kits anymore. Yep. So that was another change back. I think it was about 2 updates ago. Running an i5. Better pay attention to the game here, just in case. So a lot of changes to YouTube is another reason why I'm doing some live streaming too. I don't mind doing the live streaming at all. I mean, maybe you guys, maybe it's easier for this to happen at night. Seems like at night you guys are really playing games. I just picked up that helmet just in case I wanted it for something. It's quarter full. Zeds. I don't usually use Zeds. Need to make a camping cot, so that's why I'm picking up the spring. But I think I have enough. There we go. There we go. Green Survivor backpack. Nice. Go ahead and take those vitamins. Help out with food. Whoops. I wanna. Have any of you guys been watching any of the Civilization 6 gameplay? Just curious. You can leave that down in the comment section or in chat. Just curious if you guys are watching of it. Big Fry. People have asked me about Twitch. I mean, it's just a matter of just entering the code from Twitch or from here into Twitch. So yeah, I could do that. I could go on Twitch and do some games. I haven't done anything on Twitch in like 3 years. I don't have any objections to Twitch. Just haven't been on there. I am on BitChute now too. If you guys were wondering about other platforms that I'm on BitChute now. Minds, Gab, DTube, Steemit, the blockchain. I've been building up some cryptocurrency, which could be the future of currency, maybe. Or at least in some respects, in some aspects of the tech world, Bitcoin is also nice to have. So, been over there for a little bit. Get some plastic. We're gonna need some more plastic to make some of the other containers. So with some exploding arrows. Wouldn't mind finding a recurve over here somewhere. All right, guys, we're closing up on an hour. AMD, you're an AMD fan? My first gig in working in the PC world was with Gateway, and I can remember when the AMD guy came by the store that day and was telling us all about AMD when it kind of first became more mainstream. It's kind of funny. They sent this guy out. This guy was like he almost came across like a used car salesman. It was so funny. He was trying to, really hard sell the AMD over Intel and how it was going to be the next revolutionary, game platform for gaming and things like that. And the guys were kind of scoffing at him. They weren't openly scoffing at him, but it was just kind of funny watching this guy. He was probably like, man, dude had to be about like 60 years old, and we were like in our 30s, early 30s, and it was just kind of funny watching him try to pitch us gamers on AMD. But I mean, they ended up being okay. Even some of them actually ended up getting AMD rigs over time. But I'm more of an Intel guy. I like Intel, like NVIDIA. I've used ATI. I've used pretty much everything that is in the PC world to use. And when I was in the Mac world, I didn't do a lot of gaming on the Mac computers. But I like their speed. They're way overpriced. You guys already know this stuff. I don't have to tell you that. But I'd love to find a 308 rifle. Let me go ahead and take those rounds just in case I do find one. Alright guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. So I want to thank Adam, Steve. Who else was on here? Roadblock. All you guys and the passerby viewers that are on. Thank you guys for being here with me today. And I'll probably do a little more streaming here and there from time to time. Your guys' participation here is always appreciated. Got another warn letter. Great way to close it off. Alright, you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.